Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu calls for people's movement for environmental protection. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh calls upon BRO to strengthen infrastructure of border areas at faster pace. Health ministers of several states slam WHO report on India COVID deaths. Promotion of government officers should strictly be on the basis of seniority and as per norms, says Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu. And Khelo India mascot and logo launched at Panchkula in Haryana. A very good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Sukanya Bharadwaj bringing to you the stories in detail. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today called for collective action from people while enabling policies for limiting the impact of climate change. To be able to achieve the 1.5 degrees Celsius global warming limit, we must aim at both macro-level systematic changes as well as micro-level lifestyle choices. We need a people's movement for environmental protection, he said. Calling for serious introspection and bold actions to mitigate the reality of increasing extreme events and diminishing biodiversity, Naidu said that it is not only the duty of the government to deliberate, but it is the duty of every citizen and human being on earth to save this planet. The Vice President was inaugurating the International Conference on Environmental Diversity and Environmental Jurisprudence at Chandigarh University, Mohali.
The quest for development, we have harmed the nature beyond repair, destroyed forests, disrupted ecological balance, polluted the environment, encroached upon water bodies, and are now reaping the adverse consequences. Some of my words may appear to be very harsh, but they are.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said the continuous border area development is part of defence strategy to stay prepared with changing times. Singh called upon Border Roads Organisation BRO to further enhance its capability through optimum use of technology and strive to strengthen the infrastructure of the border areas at a faster pace. He was addressing all ranks of the BRO at an event organised in New Delhi to celebrate the 63rd Raising Day of the organisation. Singh highlighted the Chinese presence has increased in the northern sector in recent past, so the BRO must continue to work in parallel and focus on increasing their capability with full use of technology.
अरुणाचल प्रदेश के भालुकपोंग और टेंगा जैसे सुदूर गांवों को आपस में जोड़ने से हुई थी। आगे चलकर जनपदों, राज्यों और प्रांतों को आपस में जोड़ने वाला BRO आज हमारे मित्र राष्ट्रों में अपनी सेवाएं देकर उनको हम सब से जोड़ने का कार्य कर रहा है। BRO पिछले 6 दशकों से सीमावर्ती क्षेत्रों में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट का एक मजबूत स्तंभ बना हुआ है।
With an aim to facilitate retired Central Armed Police Force CAPF and Assam Rifles personnel to secure employment with private security agencies, the Ministry of Home Affairs under the directions of the Union Home Minister Amit Shah has launched CAPF Punarvas through the Welfare and Rehabilitation Board WARB. The portal will help retired personnel seeking re-employment to find an appropriate match by uploading their personal details on the WARB website along with their area of expertise and preferred employment location. The Ministry of Home Affairs also runs a portal under Private Security Agencies Regulation Act PSRA for the registration of private security agencies or PSAs. Health Minister of different states who attended the 14th conference of the Central Council of Health and Family Welfare has slammed WHO for its estimate of 4.7 million COVID-related deaths in India, saying it is baseless and intended to show the country in a poor light. They said India has a robust, efficient and comprehensive system for registering deaths, and all COVID fatalities are systematically recorded transparently following a legal process. The 3-day conference of Central Council of Health and Family Welfare, a top advisory body of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, began in Gujarat's Kevadia on Thursday.
भाई मांडविया जी को आज अधिकृत किया इस बैठक में कि WHO ने ये जो गलत आंकड़ा प्रस्तुत किया है, इसका विरोध अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंच पे आप हम सब लोगों की तरफ से करेंगे।
पूरी दुनिया में इस लड़ाई को सर्वश्रेष्ठ ढंग से यदि किसी ने लड़ा तो हिंदुस्तान ने लड़ा नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में, और हम सबने एक स्वर से WHO की इस रिपोर्ट का खंडन किया है, एक प्रस्ताव पारित किया है कि
Science and Technology Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh has said that aspirational district concept is based on objective parameters and the aspirational district program ADP is scientifically designed with evaluation based on certain essential indices. He said accordingly 112 districts were identified across the country for special focus to bring about transformation. Singh said the Aspirational Districts program launched by Prime Minister 4 years ago is aimed at localizing sustainable development goals leading to progress of the nation. The minister said this while reviewing the progress of work being carried out in Sitamarhi district of Bihar last evening under the ADP. BJP National President JP Nadda has accused the CPIM government in Kerala of encouraging Islamic terrorism. Addressing a public meeting in Kozhikode, Nadda alleged that Islamic terrorism is getting patronage from the government and the state has become the breeding center for such nefarious activities. He accused state government of failing on all fronts and said that the Kerala society is in a state of discomfort due to fast-changing demography. Nadda said the policies and programs of the Narendra Modi government are aimed at empowering the country by bringing all sections of society into the mainstream.
Islamic terrorism is getting patronage of the CPM government and Kerala has become the breeding center for Islamic terrorism. That we have to understand. I would also like to share with you that Kerala society at large is in discomfort. Kerala society at large is uncomfortable and disturbed because of the
in Arunachal Pradesh, acknowledging that out-of-turn promotions on officiating or ad hoc basis has been in practice in most of the government departments of the state, Chief Minister Pema Khandu assured that all such promotions would soon be cancelled. The Chief Minister made the announcement while addressing the valedictory function of the 2-day refresher training program of engineers of all working departments of the state here at DK Convention Hall in Itanagar. On Developmental Promotion Committee DPC meetings, Khandu reiterated that as per government's direction, it should be conducted every 6 months.
उत्तर प्रदेश जो है एक प्रोग्रेसिंग एक राज्य है और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर्स में बहुत काम अभी हो रहा है, तो हमारा जो राज्य का जो बजट है 60% जो बजट है वो इंजीनियर डिपार्टमेंट लोग ही डील करते हैं, तो इसीलिए मैं सोचा कि सबसे पहले अपना इंजीनियर
In Manipur, the representatives of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness ISKCON today called on Chief Minister N. Biren Singh. The ISKCON representatives urged the Chief Minister to fulfill its demands. Chief Minister Singh in a tweet said the discussion on various spiritual initiatives taken up by the ISKCON was very insightful. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma on Saturday took part in the cleaning drive of Solang stream in Shillong. The drive was conducted in 5 localities in Molai, which was organized by the Biodiversity Management Committee of Shillong. Chief Minister Sangma applauded the efforts of the community in Molai conglomerates for preserving crucial water resources of the 5 localities. He announced the Mission Mode program to aid the community's efforts to save the water sources located in the capital of Meghalaya. With a view to improve the educational institutions in the rural areas, the North Eastern Council NEC has sanctioned 3 crore for improvement of a college and some school building under Moshen Road areas of West Khasi Hills district. These schools, which receive the fund from the NEC under leadership of Moshen Road MLA Gigur Mirthong, include Rilingim Presbyterian College, which St. Thomas Secondary School, Nongjori St. Saviour Secondary School, Riangdim and 10 other schools. Largest ever contingent of 8,500 players from across the country would participate in the 4th Khelo India Youth Games. The Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports, Anurag Thakur, said this during the launch of logo, anthem, jersey and mascot for the Khelo India Youth Games 2021 today in Indradhanush Auditorium. Stressing for the preservation of traditional sports, Thakur said that 5 traditional games, namely Gatka, Kalaripayattu, Thangta, Malakhamba and Yogasana would be part of the upcoming Khelo India Youth Games 2021. He said that the Youth Games and the recently concluded University Games under Khelo India definitely inspire youth to go for big targets in future.
हरियाणा में होने वाली खेलो इंडिया यूथ गेम्स में 2 नहीं 5 ट्रेडिशनल गेम्स को शामिल इसमें किया जाए.
The Hangzhou Asian Games in China have been postponed indefinitely because of concerns over the spreading Omicron variant in China. The 2022 Asian Games were scheduled to be hosted in East China's Hangzhou, a city in Zhejiang 200 kilometers from COVID-hit Shanghai, from 10th to 25th September. The Olympic Council of Asia (OCA) announced on Friday that the new dates for the Games will be announced at a later date. As China battles a resurgence of COVID-19 cases and large parts of the country are under some form of lockdown, 3 major sports events to be held in China in second half of 2022, including the Asian Games, have been postponed, casting a shadow to the global sports calendar as well as some athletes' career. Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb on Saturday attended interaction session with the beneficiaries of the PM Kishan Mukhyamantri Shramik Kalyan Prakalpa scheme and Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin at Mahabir Tea Estate SB School Playground in Kamalpur. The Chief Minister in a tweet expressed glad over enthusiasm among the beneficiaries of both state and central government beneficiaries. In IPL cricket, Punjab Kings set a target of 190 runs to Rajasthan Royals. Chasing the target, Rajasthan Royals were 140 for 2 in 14 overs at Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai when reports last came in. Earlier, Punjab won the toss and chose to bat. In another match, Lucknow Super Giants will face Kolkata Knight Riders at MCA Stadium in Pune at 7:30 p.m. To end the news, the main points once again. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu calls for people's movement for environmental protection. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh calls upon BRO to strengthen infrastructure of border areas at faster pace. Health ministers of several states slam WHO report on India COVID deaths. Promotion of government officers should strictly be on the basis of seniority and as per norms, says Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu. And Khelo India mascot and logo launched at Panchkula in Haryana. That brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.